Greetings today. This is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 274. So, timeshare tips for financial turmoil times, which is kind of what we're having, I think, right at the moment. And I think there's an opportunity to take advantage of it. So that's what I want to talk about is the opportunity. So, turning financial turmoil to your advantage. What can you do as a timeshare owner? I'm also talking about building a backup plan. That way you can be a little more risky, and as long as you have a backup plan in case, that way nothing else, so it doesn't fail. And then I'm talking about opportunities to what's the best way to use your peak points for peak stays. There's actually, and then lastly, I'll focus on talking about some deals. So there's two strategies on using your points. I'll talk about that when I get to it. And at the very end, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel. So without further ado, let's talk about turning financial turmoil into an advantage as a timeshare owner. So turning financial turmoil to your advantage. So with financial turmoil, right now it's just mostly the stock market's going up and down, and there's fears have increased. But when people are afraid, they might cancel their vacations. But the question is, can I get a vacation on sale this year or have multiple vacations on sale? So I'm shifting my strategy to savings and sales. I've always been a savings and sales person, but I'm even getting more that way. I may shift even some points into next year to take advantage of sales this year, so that I'll have more points next year to not in case that there's more availability. So, couple from my last video of talking about the turmoil in the stock market, had several comments from people saying that resales have gotten cheaper almost immediately. So that means more people must be unloading their timeshares or realizing that they don't want to keep them, and getting rid of it just to stop having to make payments. I don't know if that's rattled people already or what's happening, but there's been a slight shift. Um, I think that we're going to get better incentives for going to presentations. So I would ask for more money. I'm going to ask for more points each time I show up than they offer and see what happens. Um, I think there's less need to buy points, because I think you have opportunities with specials. You have opportunities. There'll be more availability, so you get better choices. And I think you can just find the sales and pay below maintenance for vacations. So I think you'll be able to find vacations where you pay less than your maintenance fees, and that's my plan going forward. Okay, let's talk about the backup plan now as well. Okay, let's have a backup plan. So for those of you who don't know, I always say take the points when you do the presentation. That gives you hotel points. It can give you timeshare points actually, or that are hotel points that you can use to book timeshares. So just to give it a flavor, I have roughly 2 million points in Hilton Honors, about 1 million in Marriott, and about 400,000 or 500,000 in Wyndham, which I use to book the timeshares. I use their points. It's 15,000 a night per one bedroom. So that's my backup plan. The Hilton and Marriott points don't expire as long as I'm using my credit cards, and I am to buy stuff. I use my hotel credit cards just to keep them active, and that way nothing ever expires. So I actually use those as backup points in case I want to do something. I can always book a hotel with a kitchen using points. Not in every location, but in general, I can have a backup plan to have a hotel. So if I'm waiting for a last minute special and nothing actually shows up and I want to be in a certain area, okay, I'll do a hotel vacation, but I won't pay for it. I'll use my points. So that's what I say, building a backup plan is to do that. And again, you can leverage credit card spending, or if you don't have the credit cards, take advantage of the promotions. That's usually good for almost always almost a week of vacation there. So again, I'm building a backup plan. That way I can be more aggressive on trying to get last minute deals, knowing that if it doesn't work out, I've got a hotel as a backup plan. Look for short, like I said, use your hotel points as insurance so you can get a deal. Look for last call vacations. I just did a check and I'll talk about it in a little bit later in the video. I've been doing some checking just recently, and there are actually specials starting to show up, and I think we'll see more and more of those, depending on how long this sort of turmoil continues, which doesn't seem like it's going to abate anytime soon, but you never know. There'll be a lingering effect even if it does terminate. I think there'll be that lingering effect, and that would be able to take advantage of it. And again, you can even look on Airbnb, because people will be putting their timeshares there, because they'd rather, at least if they can't use them, maybe at least they'll recover some of the costs, if not all the costs. So that's another option to do. So let me talk about the next step. So I'm looking to use my points for peak stays, and I'm going to take advantage of it. But I also have this other strategy of maybe I should take a look at, and I'll go through a bunch of deals on the next slide, but maybe I should use it for deals this year, and maybe get twice the vacation, stretch my points twice as far. So use your points for the most important stays. Use other options like extra vacations, but use your points for peak travel. I'm noticing a fairly available Hawaii on Hilton and Marriott's website, so availability seems higher. It's, again, this is subjective. It's hard for me to know. What I don't know is I don't know when we're going to start to see cancellations. So people may have booked their vacations, and as this turmoil goes on, they're kind of going to go, maybe we should not do the vacation this year. And so I'm expecting to see more specials as if this lingers, people will make decisions to cancel vacations plans, stay closer to home, do all kinds of things. I think we're going to see things like that happen. Or the other option I'm kind of looking at is, should I use my points to get multiple vacations? Maybe this year is the year to double up on savings to get an extra vacation. Find vacations where you can save 50%, bank the rest for next year, and have even a nicer one on the assumption that things will settle out by then. Interestingly, Hilton has Hawaii on sale for 25%. And again, that's a teaser for the next slide, because I'll go through a bunch of sales that are going on right now. You just have to book my May 5th and a summer vacation, and it's 50% plus for Las Vegas. So it's already starting to happen, and I think we're going to see more of it coming. So let me go through a few of the savings plans that I've sort of spotted here in the last 24 hours. So focus on deals. Hilton has Hawaii on sale for summer travel. That's, maybe it happens, but I've not seen it in a while. Maybe COVID. So 25% on the Big Island and 50% at the Modern in Waikiki. So Sedona, Arizona is 50%, and even as high as 60. I saw 65 on the Hilton. Las Vegas is 60% less points than normal. Orlando is 50% off and more. And that may be more normal. Although summer vacations, you'd think Orlando would be not on sale, but it is rather hot in Orlando during the summer. But that's that trip to Disney World. There's savings on Palm Springs and Lake Tahoe. And we're just starting. I think we're just starting into this sort of turmoil period. So I think we'll see more of it. But I could be, that's my speculation anyway. And I suspect other timeshares will have more sales in the coming weeks and months. I checked the Marriott site and I didn't see it. I did see increased savings on Last Call in RCI, Getaways, and Interval International. I'm seeing more than normal. Just an example on RCI, the Point Arena, normally it's not really available on a Last Call past April because it starts to get warmer and it's more of a vacation spot. But I could get it April 18th through the end of May. That includes Memorial Weekend for $339 a week. You'd stay there for 6 weeks straight. And again, I think the opportunities are to check frequently for specials. I think we're going to see it quite a bit. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And now I'll tell you a little bit about my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.